Hey everybody, welcome to the AºTHER podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michael. You got your other host, Charlie, over here. How's it going, Char?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good. I think first I'd like to talk about David, if you don't mind. I think David Wilcock is probably on a lot of people's minds, especially if you're following what we do. When did you first see or notice David Wilcock?
Probably on the History Channel in the 2000s, hosting TV show.
Yeah, he did a lot of TV shows. I think. I mean, I saw him first on Ancient Aliens. I'm sure like most people did, and that was on
Yes.
History, and now it's on all over the place. And I was like, everybody else, like, who is this kooky dude? He's awesome. He's talking about aliens, talking about propulsion, talking about all these wild, awesome things, and which that show kind of captivated us all in that manner, I think, because it was really blowing the doors off that whole genre at the time. And this dude was really in it, though. In it so far as I think he was the head of aerospace technologies at Stavanti, or I know I'm butchering that name, but for a fairly good sized aerospace firm. And he was legit. And he tried to do a lot of really good things that just for humanity. He wasn't in it for greed and in it for money. He was really trying to help awaken as many people as he possibly could. And whether you believe in that kind of thing or not, he only tried to help. And the bullying and the trolls and all that kind of stuff, people just got to grow up at some point. It's like, spend your time better, man. Wasting your time trying to make someone else's life worse is just no honor in that for anybody. But unfortunately, it got the best of him. And I mean, I know you read the police report. We all read the police report, and I don't want to get into those crazy ass details. It was rough for him, especially in his last days. And just want to say thank you, David, and rest well up there, and a lot of us, and I hope that a lot of people will continue his work. He was doing some really great things in aerospace and propulsion technologies, but also, in just helping humanity's faith. And we need that right now. We need more people like that. So
That is true.
Thank you, David.
That is true. Rest in peace, my man.
Rest in peace.
But we're not going to wait forever. And I don't want you to be tired either. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be ready. I want you to psychologically and emotionally prepare yourself for what will be the most stunning events you've ever seen in your entire life. That is what we're heading into. It is not going to stay like this, where people can still be skeptical and they can still be annoying and they can still say, well, I don't know if I believe any of this stuff. You will not have that luxury anymore. You will not have the luxury of denying what is going on. You will not have the luxury of being ignorant. It's become so obvious for those who are, even with possessing minimal insight, that there is something very, very crazy going on. That the world is being run not the way we were told in school, not the way you're told on television, but there's something else going on. It's dark, it's weird, it's scary. There is a monster under the bed. We're really being held back by the people who don't see this yet, and the reason typically they don't see it is political ideology and fear.
Then we got even some scarier stuff to talk about. Don't want to be Debbie Downer all day, but what's up with these missing people? We've got 11 or 12 missing scientists, retired generals. We talked about this a little bit in our pilot episode. These people are very high up in their respected field. JPL, obviously Jet Propulsion Laboratories, where NASA does a ton of its work, where a lot of black projects get started, actually. And they work in conjunction with all kinds of people in the aerospace world and rocket propulsion world. But they've done some incredible things, and things that I know they haven't brought to light. Skunk Works, a lot of the heaviest hitters, obviously, in the world. It's just strange, strange. These people are just missing over the course of a few short years, not even a few short years. So,
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that stuff there?
I mean, when you go missing pretty much a 3-4 year span, it raises some red flags to, try to find out what's going on.
Their industries all coinciding so closely, even though they spanned across the world, mainly across America, but Huntsville, Alabama, where Amy was from, I think one of the most recent people to be part of this group. There's multiple people there, extremely paranoid in Huntsville, in those locations. She even named a few in her last podcast. But scientists, we lost actually, what was it, today or not? I'm sorry, yesterday at 6 p.m. Huntsville, more of the Huntsville community. Unfortunately, father, son, a mother and a brother. They did leave a couple of siblings, unfortunately, as well, that are going to have some really unsurmountable grief to deal with. But we can only embrace them and wish the best and send them as many well wishes as we possibly can. You know, it was a father, son, actually two sons, father and mother, but the father had been retired military for over 20 years, started his own aerospace and defense technology company. Son had followed in his footsteps and began doing the similar work in research and engineering. And his other son was real big into like cloud technology or something, I think. But mother was a teacher. They were big, mentors in their community. And it's going to be a big loss there again. And it is no coincidence that all of these people are from the same industry in this crazy time of pre-disclosure that we are in.
Let's take a short view of what Amy was going through in the meantime. This is her last interview.
Just when disclosure comes around, when the moment comes, are we going live with everyone? Who can we trust? How do we transfer the information? What exactly do?
See, I think this is where the guy recording it didn't have his audio on, so we apologize for that, but this is the only copy of this, so you should hear Amy start talking again here in just a second. And again, basically, they're trying to figure out how to disclose everything.
So my vision of disclosure, I like the library thing, sending it to libraries on a certain day. What I had sort of envisioned is I want to publish the paper on archive.com, because you absolutely cannot publish this in a peer-reviewed journal, because the peer review committee will laugh you out of there, but they'll send it to all of their friends. So no. So yeah.
I say we
But
do
I really
everything.
Sorry, what?
I say we do everything we possibly can. So
Correct.
we need to reach out. We need to have a group of all of the media vendors that we can possibly control and ask them all to pitch in, give them all the information all at once, and just spam the internet with it.
We need partnerships well ahead of time. Period. Like, you can't be calling these people to be like, can I disclose UFOs tomorrow? You have to be like in talks with these people. And so we need to pick, Mark and I have been talking about this already. We need to pick the most credible person we can possibly get who will publish it and talk about it on TV. I was thinking Tucker Carlson needs to be the one.
And I think we can stop there.
Let's call Rush Limbaugh.
I wanted everybody to see, this, because it basically sums it up right there, very short and sweet. They were trying to figure out the best way to go about disclosing all of this UFO information. She was the head, top of her field in anti-gravity technologies. This woman has accomplished things that no one in history ever even came close, nor thought was possible with our understanding of anti-gravity. Now, the fact that all of them were getting together and getting ready to the bubble's about to pop, right? You know, like, I mean, there's no other explanation to me, and this is just my theory, but all of these people have the truth about disclosure in some relative field or form, right? So if you're the government and you're about to do this big unveiling, right? And you've been involved in Project Blue Book, Blue Beam, you know, however many blue ones there are, along with everything else, and you have the technologies to execute Blue Beam, it's kind of tough, you know, it's kind of tough to not say this is sinister in some way, right?
I agree.
These people could pop their bubble, because if they come out with a false narrative, these were the people that could point it out, expose the charlatan, right? So in my mind, that's my theory. Obviously, what do you think there?
I mean, they have all the information and the knowledge of, what's going on behind closed doors. So the only way that they could stop information from going out is to silence them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you're in Europe. I'm in Florida, which is its own country in its own way. We have seen a tremendous increase in mainly orb sightings, and I've been on the beach myself with Katerina, and we have witnessed them ourselves. You know, they look like they're about 30 miles, 40 miles out and just kind of moving around. But they are all over the place, especially here in Florida. I've got some friends that are in different states across the country saying the same thing, from Montana to Washington State to, all over. Rural places too, a lot of rural places. So just seems pretty interesting to me that the timing is so serendipitous, right?
yeah, I mean, Florida is if I'm not mistaken, second most reports of orbs in the U.S.
Well, we're the number one kookiest, so I'm surprised we're not first. But I remember
California
when I
got that
first
title.
Oh, really? Okay, makes sense. When I first moved here, I was talking to my neighbor, and I was like, "Man, I'm just kind of glad to be off of my old place because of all the crazy activity and this and that." And he's like, "Dude, you moved to the capital of that activity," and I I knew it was heavily active here, but not near as wild as all of the stories I've heard. Pretty crazy though. Anyways, the short and long of it is, I just really feel like this disclosure party is being very well controlled, manipulated, and manufactured by multiple people. I mean, Amy spoke about the P-52s and the P-47s, and she was extremely knowledgeable about all of the things that a lot of people claim are hearsay. And when those people get a voice, this is what happened. And it's very scary for us. All of us should be scared, because it's our basic freedom of speech. These people are getting nabbed, bro. Like, just nabbed. This is like the movies. I don't know. I fear for a lot of people right now. I really do. Not just in this stuff, but it's just crazy. Got to be quiet right now. Accomplish your goals under the radar. Get it done first, then talk about it. I think that's key these days. Now, that was a crazy one. I think that's the one that really put it all together for, I think, most people, is when you hear someone of that caliber. I mean, and he evidently had been discussing some pretty depressing scenarios and things with his wife prior to him just kind of walking away, evidently. I mean, his story is strange. I think it was just discerning to hear her speak about how he left his phone. He was not intending on returning. Like, it was evident that he did not take anything with him that he would have taken with him, whether it was a day trip or longer. I think that's the most threatening one of all. The most scary part of this is that's a retired general. Nobody's immune from this kind of stuff. Anyways, so I'd love to hear everybody else's thoughts. If you got some comments, bring them our way. We're definitely interested in hearing from you guys and letting us know what you may want us to bring up next time.
So what do you think about Donald Trump suing the U.S.
Leave
for
it on a
$10
light
billion?
note, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's funny, like the hypocrisy overall, and oh, this guy claims he's never taken a salary. Well, you've gained billions while in office. I think that's wrong. The whole point of this is to focus on the country, not your bank account. And it's blatantly evident that all of these things that this whole administration's been doing, from protecting the pedos to, padding every account in the administration, you got to be blind not to see all this stuff. And him utilizing the government as his form of personal defense at this point, right? I mean,
Pretty much.
going, you just write it. Look at Jared Kushner, dude. What has this slime ball been doing this whole time? He's one of the wealthiest people in the world. Like, this guy is so far deep with Israel and AIPAC, and it's follow the money, right? Follow the money. Pretty simple, follow the money. But start digging on Kushner. I'm telling you, you will find so many conflicts of interest there as well that it defies rationality that these people can still do what they're doing every day. We're being robbed blind. People can't afford, they're choosing between gas and groceries every day.
Yeah.
In wealthy areas, even there is no middle class anymore. Like, no one is safe from this unless you're part of the 1%. Period.
That's all you can do. Just take a deep breath.
Yeah. I'm a small business owner, as you know, and having to ride the waves of different things. And, I tried to ship you some stuff to Belgium and all the tariffs that we paid doing that. And, it cost you $100 to get a product that you paid $10 for. There's no logic or reason to it at this point. And even when you think of this tariff relief thing that he's doing, think about this for a second. They're giving the corporations the money back who passed on those tariffs to us that we paid and still pay, and we're not getting shit back. We're just getting sorry, we made a mistake. You're paying the companies who robbed us those tariffs too. Like, they didn't even, and they're still marking up their products. They're still inflating. These corporations are not taking hits, people. Look at it. They can claim shit all they want. That every single one of these major American corporations could lower their pricing right now. Every single one of them. It's ridiculous. I'm in the business of making goods. Like, I know what cost of goods normally are and how they get marked up and go through distribution. And yes, we have to import things, but this is robbery.
Yeah, and he even told them that it would be best for them if they just didn't do it, not ask for the money back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's patriotic. So we can send it to Israel. Or the iPlace, I have to say. Sorry, you'll have to edit that, I guess.
We were supposed to be the richest country in the world, but we can't have universal health care. We can't have affordable housing and anything of that nature.
Simple. The simple things. This is pure and simple. I'm not a socialist, but this is obvious that capitalism, this is the downside of it. It's simple.
Yeah.
We have to cap certain things, even in the capitalistic market. You can't let these corporations and people get so incredibly powerful and large that they can do what they're doing and create tyranny and do these types of things on such a level that goes so deep through the state, through the federal government, through the state government, down to the people, that the whole system is shot. So if we can't figure out a way to cap some of these industries to where, let's let them make even a 100,000 X or a million X, whatever, but there's no need for billion X, and that, yes, for the government there is, but not for some of these 99% of these corporations, so there has to be a way to cap some of these certain industries and siphon that money back to where it's needed, where we were just talking about the healthcare, the affordable housing for everybody, food, sustainable food, farms, and back into farming, for God's sakes. I mean, we're running out of food, people. We're going to have a tomato shortage. And I have learned this from my 16-year-old son who works at Jersey Mike's. Shameless plug there. But they will not have tomatoes for their sandwiches for like 2 to 3 weeks, and that's probably just here in Florida. I don't know. That could be larger scale. I'm not scaring people. My point is that it's the first of many to come, because next it'll be oranges and bananas, who both of those we've had major issues with in the recent past. Different things that they're taking this revenue away from that we vitally need it for. And it's beyond asinine at this point. Just our defense budget alone could fix everything that we have issues with here.
No, yeah. Sending trillions and trillions to the Department of Defense
they've lost it. Where'd it go? Where's the money? The billions and trillions of dollars that these entities just don't fucking know where it went? Come on. Where's the accountability?
I think Trump is asking for another $1.2 trillion. So
we're just going further into debt with this guy. He's literally backpedaled on everything he got elected for. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Again, I thought he was the lesser of two evils, like many others. But holy shnikes, like, what, way off the deep end, how far off the deep end could it go? And then it's like digging past the Mariana Trench here. Like, he's just going to the core of the earth. I don't know, man. A couple good things, though. He did sign an act the other day to, and I believe maybe it was even on 420, I don't know, but in order to move the classification of medical marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3. So hopefully a lot of people in different areas will benefit from that, not only from medical, research, but also legally. It's a travesty what they've done to people over hemp and marijuana legally, but that was a good move. I think we're looking at a possibility of a couple other good moves. I know he did some stuff with psilocybin and a few other hallucinogens as well, to help with research there. So there's a trickle every now and then of something decent that the gentleman does approve, but it's a drop in the bucket.
Did you know how that came about?
Joe Rogan, I heard.
He texted Donald Trump about it, and I believe he said, "Oh, that's a good idea." That was it.
See, it goes to show how powerful these people are. I mean,
yeah.
What's Joe's net worth right now? I wonder what Joe's net worth is. I bet it's
$3 to $500 million.
What is that? Is that your guess? 300 to 500? I'm gonna look it up. As of early 2026, 250 million.
Yeah.
Good for you, Joe.
That was close.
Good for you, and good for him. I know everybody doesn't agree with the guy, but hey, he's done it. He made it, and did it in a good, classy way, in my opinion. Anyway, love the guy. I think that just shows the fact that these people have that much sway. And when you can make a phone call or a text and you get something passed through the president of the United States and a act has been written and changed,
Mhm.
you're not a comedian anymore.
It's going to go into politics soon.
Well, I mean, Zelensky's a good example of a comedian who went to the top. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we all see how that can turn out.
Yeah. Fighting for the lives of Ukraine.
Now, have you seen anything new on this lawsuit? Going back to that, have they posted anything today or anything that is pertinent to his $10 billion scam that he's doing? We kind of
Right
rushed
now,
by that.
it's in the process. Like I said, because he has the people in the department to run it, chances are they're going to sign off on it without it having to go to court.
Well,
we'll see.
Again, we're being played. We're just all getting played. I don't know what the solution is, but I pray it comes soon. We are getting played. I may be moving over there with you, buddy. Couch surfing in Belgium.
I think you would like it here.
So what is the overall view you get from everyone when you're out there, as far as America is concerned, or even when you as an American? Do you get anything degrading? Do they do anything off-putting? I don't know.
No, it's pretty much, other than the language, it's the same wherever you go. You know, just understanding the culture. You know, there's some people, polite people. There's some jackasses. They're everywhere. So
jackasses are everywhere, but you haven't had many experiences of walking into a fine establishment and then treating you differently because you're American.
No.
The biggest thing out of today, if I could just get across to everybody, is we just got to be kind. You know, these trolls and all these different bullies and different things that have been going on for too long. And I get it. Sometimes you got to take something out on somebody and they don't deserve it. We've all made that mistake, but there's a point to where just being kind is what the world needs. And I think that's what we need more than anything right now. And I know that's what David was trying to get across hardcore and do these worldwide meditations. You know, what a cool thing. I think we need more of that. I really do.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's more of an effort to be compassionate, and it's just easier to hate, you know. So,
well, stop being lazy, bullies. Start just liking people. We don't dislike you. I think within a good 3 months, and we start seeing a shorter span between us and these midterms, I think we're going to see a lot of change. And some of it good. I think the majority will be hard to swallow. I don't think we're going to see the accountability we want, unfortunately. But I think they're going to do whatever it takes to get the sway that they want, right?
yeah.
I think we got some good stuff to look forward to, and disclosure, hopefully. For the most part, I think we all need to continue to keep our heads on a swivel. No one's safe from all of the different variables and aspects that this war, this whole administration has set for us. And it's not even fight the power and go protest. I'm not saying anything like that. I just think it's very smart to keep your head on a swivel and always know your surroundings, always be aware of people around you, and just stay frosty, as they say, ice cold. You know, any situation can turn into a rough one real quick, and let's just have a kind heart. Do what you know is right.
Yeah. Don't believe what they tell you. Just keep your ears open. Listen for yourself.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I will get to my meditation. Thanks, everybody.
Likewise.
I really appreciate it.
Ciao, folks.
You know, we're doing the best that we can, and we're trying to be a good guy here. So everybody is doing their best, and I think that's important. So look, the bottom line is that there is finally a pathway towards peace. We did not see the country get blown up. That has not actually happened yet. We are still in the game. We are still alive and kicking. We are still fighting. But we're not fighting in such a way where we're going to destroy infrastructure, and these threats of very, very serious escalation are not happening. There's been a ceasefire in the Straits going back and forth. There's been a blockade that then turned into an American blockade. And now, hopefully, we're going to see that open up. But yeah, they're out of money. Iran's out of money, and so they don't want to. Our guys don't want to let them start making money, because that'll immediately turn into weapons, which immediately means more death. So even if you hate it like my parents would, I think that I want to still do an analysis. I want to look at it, and I want to say, okay, what is going on here? What are we getting into? Is it okay? Are we going to be okay? Is there a pathway towards peace? And I believe the answer is yes. So we put a question mark on there, but I'm still optimistic and hopeful. Not giving up. Not going to take this all away. Okay, so Beverly says, when moderators say things like the president is insane or other insults, it's hard to leave in the chat, but I will. Well, okay, I get it. So thank you, Beverly. It's not, we don't need to criminalize that particular type of rhetoric, but also it's got to be within some degree of respectable boundaries, because I don't want to see my show be a launch point for people just to be totally trolled.
Ever watch a cloud learn to walk, slow and sideways, like it's lost the map to where it's supposed to rain? We'd name